Andy Currie from Alantra. How has the current crisis affected you as a corporate finance advisory business?
I think we had the benefit of being part of a large international group, so we'd seen what had been happening in our Chinese offices in Milan, in Madrid. So we were quite well prepared. So we closed our offices before lockdown. We'd managed to, get all of the IT equipment back to staff's houses. And we were actually very busy. So in the initial period, we were completing transactions like TM Lewin for Bain, Chaucer Consulting for GCP. And I'm really delighted how everyone adapted to it. Obviously, everyone got used to Zoom and Teams and working in a different way. And then probably around the end of June, we started to see a real uptick in new opportunities and needed to open up the offices. So we started phasing people back in from the beginning of July. And now we're back full time, Monday to Friday, and very busy.
And how has the crisis impacted private equity as a whole?
Well, I think obviously for the first month or two, they were sort of looking at their portfolio, making sure that they understood any issues within the portfolio, that they were drawing down on revolvers, making sure there was the right level of liquidity. But then again, I think probably around the second half of June, beginning of July, sort of people came up for air, started to look forward rather than sort of look backwards. And I think that what it has done is say to private equity, we've got to really make sure we focus on the niche sectors that we want to invest in, so that we can understand those businesses that are going to be able to, withstand shocks like this. Because I'm not certain that the current virus issue is a once in a lifetime. I think it might be a bit more frequent than that. So I think that making sure that private equity are on top of the niches they're in is going to be very important.
And in terms of deals, what are some of the standout deals that you've been part of over the last 12 months?
I'm naturally proud of every deal we've done, and we've worked very hard to differentiate our buy-side offering for the private equity community. And we've seen that work really well with transactions like Active Payroll for Tenzing, or Fisher Wack for Bridgepoint, or Aspen for Inflection. I think the one that demonstrates it all coming together really well is Focus, where we advised Bowmark on the buy side of that transaction in a pretty competitive process. And we brought together our sort of deep sector knowledge, our understanding of the management team, our debt advisory capability, our sector mapping, and enabled Bowmark to really sort of differentiate themselves in that process and ultimately be successful.
And last, looking ahead now for the next few months, the next year, what's the outlook for the private equity industry?
I think if you look at the market, there's still tremendous liquidity. So good management teams looking for funding are going to be able to raise that funding. I think that private equity is going to continue becoming increasingly sector focused and make sure that they understand the niches they're investing in. We still haven't really felt the economic pain of the last 6 months. It's likely there's going to be widespread redundancies in certain sectors and potential tax changes, whether it be personally through capital gains tax, income tax, or corporation tax. And so I think that that's going to mean that private equity is going to become more selective. So I expect volumes to be probably down on average, but actually I expect average valuations to be up because certain sectors have been re-rated as a result of demonstrating their resilience in the market.
Andy Currie from Alantra, thanks so much for talking to me.
Thanks very much.